guess what? Parallel 49 A Fever, right? Oops. Spring Saison. This is 6.5% alcohol by volume. The ingredients are Pilsner wheat and Munich malts, Hellertoe hops, water, and yeast. This is a Belgian style beer. Uh, I didn't think it was bottle conditioned, but I got this stuff pretty fresh. And so I didn't like it fresh, so I let two age for a few months. And oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's bottle conditioned, but oh, I poured it in. Yeah, they're bottle conditioned, and it's typical Belgian stuff. So I got it right here, and if most of you all can open a beer, right? But if you always see the buddy with a lighter and you don't know how to do it yet, get yourself a 5/8 wrench, okay, and you just grip the bottle tight around the neck, and then lock whatever it is, drumstick, wrench, lighter, whatever. So get some leverage on your knuckle. Just hold your knuckle stiff. Yeah, you gotta be tough about it. And then get a little extra tight. Then snug it up and get your angle up about 45 degrees so you can just hold it there with your hand, whatever you got in there, stick, you know, go for skull, whatever, and just pop it. Most of you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, you shouldn't be watching beer reviews. You should be watching how to get the tit out of your mouth. No, just kidding. So this is an etched glass, and this is a Belgian beer. So I'm doing this to show you what bottle conditioned Belgians are all about. Okay, so probably not the recommended glass. This is a Schliemann Honey Lager glass. And I'm pouring this very, very gently. You can pour it however you want. But we want to try and get the majority of this beer into one pour because I don't really want a whole lot of this Belgian yeast in with it. It's up to you. Some people like it in. Some beers recommend you put it in. Some beers recommend you don't. See, now here is that is the yeast cake on the bottom of the bottle there. That is the living, or that's the dead yeast, but for the most part. And this is full of yeast. So this is a kind of beer that's going to be full of B vitamins for you. So there's the head on here. Very citrusy color. Um, so I'm getting a little more yellow. I'm trying out new lights. I got a halogen behind me. I'm excited. Springtime. I'm changing things up a little bit. I'm out in the shed. My t-shirt. Canada. Able to do it. It's a little bit warmer out. I'm trying out some new technology. You may have heard of it. It's called VHS video recording. Because these webcams, I gotta have a microphone, and it still sounds like shit, and the lighting's horrible. So, look at that head. Now look at the carbonation streaming up. All that clouds coming out. That is just swarms, like bee swarms of carbonation. Millions of bubbles, right? Just going crazy. Sometimes the heads on the Belgians will actually grow after you pour them from the release of the carbonation in the body of the beer. And I'm not big on lots of carbonation in the beer, but Belgian is a different story. So, most of you know this, but I'm just, for those that don't know. And I've been drinking a lot of Saison just from these guys, so this is the only Saison. Although it is basically just a lot similar to most of the other Belgians, it's just a very light take on that. So I'm getting sweet, fruity smells in here, and Belgian yeast. The Belgian yeast is a lot different. A lot different tasting and smelling than your typical ale yeast. Oh, carbonation burn. This one's a little bit colder than I should have drank it. The last one I drank just before this, I drank a little bit warmer. That was my first recording on my VHS camera machine. And I'm not getting as much flavor out of it. This is out of the fridge here. It's been out for a few minutes. You might want to let it warm up a little beyond that. These guys give you a lot of information for the most part. 20 IBUs. Best served at between 5 and 7 degrees Celsius. So that's 5 to 7 degrees above freezing. And they got Parallel 49 Beer on Twitter, Facebook.com, Parallel 49 Brewing, and www.parallel49.com. It's out of Vancouver. Vancouver's on the 49th parallel on the world, on the planet Earth, right? U.S.-Canadian border, 49th parallel. So yeah, this is a lot colder. This is a lot less intrusive if you want to ease up on your Belgian flavors, your Belgian yeast, and the fruity flavors in the beer, the wheat flavors and stuff. Yeah, just going nuts. Carbonation. Just gone crazy. It's a little bit warmer. You're getting more like I'm getting champagne and Chardonnay type wine, white wine flavors out of it. I find like the fruitiness that you would get off a white wine. Pear, apple. Excuse me. Let's see. It's the hay fever, right? And then in this there's like a two-phase flavor. So first of all, you get your fruitiness and that, and then you get your alcohol and your hops. It's kind of sweet up front, sweet, light. I'm not getting citrus smells and citrus flavors. It's citrus-like in feeling, and the vibe of it is citrus-like, but it's not. I'm not getting oranges or lemons or anything. I'm getting very light for a Belgian, but it's still sticky. The Belgians I find always are a bit sticky. I don't know if they didn't say they had candy sugar on the ingredient list, so I don't know. It must just be from the yeast or something that they do with their malts. I find them a bit sticky, and the Belgian yeast flavor definitely always stands out. Dead giveaway, and of course you got bottle conditioning, lots of yeast in there, you know what I mean? So the spiciness of the Belgian yeast, because that's the Belgian yeast is, you could almost make a spice out of it. If you took the dead yeast, dried it out, and put it in a shaker, you could make a spice out of it, and it would be at least as strong as paprika. So there's definitely a flavor about it. And most of you must know this. I'm just doing this for people that are unfamiliar with Belgian beers. I'm unfamiliar with the Saison, but I've tried a few Belgians before, and I do like them from time to time. They are quite a savorable beer. You just have to drink them at the right time, when you're feeling, like having a Belgian beer. Yeah. So you get the fruitiness, the champagne type flavors, the fruitiness, the Belgian yeast. Then you get alcohol and the hops, and then you just get the whole conglomeration kind of rides out. That's about all there is to it. Great head up to the beer, obviously. I mean, that's just nothing wrong there. And then with these guys' beer, the heads on their beers are awesome. Like, you need to check this out if it's in the liquor store, because it's not any more money than any of the other craft beers, and it's pretty much better than most of them. So it's definitely on my kick-ass craft beer list from Western Canada. So these guys, I haven't seen them before this year out here, and I don't know how many years they've been in business, but to me, it seems like they're fairly new. I mean, maybe visit their website, whatever. or they've just started distributing out here a little bit more. But as for the beer, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 11. Okay, and I'm just because I don't have the authority to say. Maybe you can try. Maybe it's an 11 out of 11. Maybe it's a Spinal Tap Saison. It's really good. I just not a Saison authority. Nothing really to complain about. It gets better as it warms up, and let it. I didn't let it age too much at the beginning, and I left it on the shelf for a few months, and it's seemed to have fermented more in the bottle. I'm getting a lot more carbonation out of mine, a lot more head, and a lot more flavor. It's aged a little bit. It's 6.5%, so it depends how new you get it. I wouldn't age it too long, but aging mine helped a little bit. I must have got it real fresh because I drank it and it was just a little bit bland at first, so I saved myself two. So I wasn't too excited about drinking it at the beginning, but now I'm having these two tonight, the last two, and let it warm. The first one warm up a little bit more, and it was great. A lot more flavors, a lot more complex. Great beer, Parallel 49. Great freaking brewery. Drink it.